Hello everyone, my name is Ryan. Today I'm going to be telling you a story about a great and often misunderstood ancient Greek philosopher by the name of Diogenes. Now, Diogenes was a very strange man, even for the time, as during the era of wearing togas and sandals to your public meetings was very much in the fashion. However, Diogenes was known for many things, some of which being living amongst dogs and living in a barrel. However, this was a simple life for Diogenes. He was, by all accounts, a very frugal man. Now, this is not to say that he saved money, he rather despised it. Most forms of civilization he found to be hypocritical and often lacking in the freedoms and civilization that it so pronounced itself to have. However, Diogenes is best well known for many things, like his friendship with the neighborhood dogs, who often were kicked and abused by the other ancient Greek philosophers and townspeople, and Diogenes instead would invite them into his barrel of a home and pet them and love on them and take well care of them. Now, Diogenes was known for many things, but he was also best known for fighting with his other philosophers. Some of these fights would stay within the halls of the amphitheater, and other times it would get a little bit more petty. Diogenes was a man that loved being witty and clever. Among these things, he was once listening to Plato, the great ancient Greek philosopher himself, explaining to his students in a temple-like setting, explaining to all of them, saying, "Behold, my students, for this is what a man is to be." And he starts expounding on all these great things of he is a man that is strong, that is wise, that is well-mannered, that is all of these great things. Now, except for the fact that when it comes to actually defining a man is visual appearance, Plato thinks to himself for a moment and tells amongst his audience of his pupils, "A man is a featherless biped." Featherless being defined as being without fur or feather, and biped meaning to walk on two legs. Pretty standard thing there. However, Diogenes took offense to this, as it was way too simple of an answer to be defining all men. Now, Diogenes took into account for just a moment, how can I prove Plato wrong? And he thinks and he thinks and he thinks once more, and suddenly it strikes him. So he runs from this teaching hall out into the great fields of Greece, and he finds a chicken. Any chicken would do. And he grabs this chicken by the neck, and he starts plucking furiously at all of its feathers, the chicken squawking and barking as much as it can. And then, once fully balded, Diogenes runs back into the teaching hall and shows this chicken to all of the students and Plato, who is still teaching, and he says, "Behold, Plato's man." It is said that the meeting hall was thus very quickly emptied, as the students were laughing and Plato was going to fight Diogenes. Diogenes then beholds this chicken once more to Plato and says, "Behold your man." Plato did not take kindly to this, and I do believe it was said that they fought. However, Diogenes, being a wonderful Greek philosopher that he was, understood the values of exercise as well. So it was not so much an easy fight as it was once claimed to be. However, this is one of my more favorite Greek philosophy stories, as there are many, but I do appreciate this one primarily due to its wittiness. Because sometimes the best response is a clever remark. Thank you.